Na 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 na. Na 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 Maryland, where are you? Hey, what it do, y'all? What it do? Friday Night Lights preview. Iowa State. No, Iowa is coming to the motherfucking crib in College Park to see the University of Maryland Terrapins. Hey, yo, Terp Nation, man, you need to get fucking lit. Black out fucking College Park this weekend. We have to motherfucking black it out, yo. We have to let these niggas know they're in the snake pit called College Park. Man, we about to put a tombstone about this motherfucker after the game, dog. After we bury these motherfuckers in our crib, we're gonna put a tombstone up in the graveyard to let them know on this day, a top 10 Iowa team came to College Park and we put our foot all up in their ass. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, let's go, man. Let's motherfucking go. This is about the most lit preview I think I've had all fucking year. I told you guys on my last video recapping the Kent State game that I might actually make a prediction on this motherfucking game. You know what? I'm gonna fucking make a prediction. My first motherfucking prediction on the fucking year. Yeah, nigga, I'm feeling like that. I'm feeling good. I'm confident about this motherfucking matchup. Fuck what anybody, all the national media is saying. Fuck what the naysayers or the what they call the tough fans that are not completely in the bandwagon. You fucking look. This week is about the motherfuckers who been with this squad from day one to fucking one. You feel me? If you motherfucking been with this team from day motherfucking one since Loxley came back, motherfucker, this matchup is your motherfucking time. We're gonna show up in College Park. We're gonna be motherfucking loud and fuck those motherfucking tough fans that are still not down here, that are still not trying to be in the bandwagon. We don't need you motherfuckers. But after this W, you motherfuckers better come on, my nigga, because there's plenty of room in this motherfucking bandwagon, man. I'm feeling good, man. I feel good. And you know what? To be honest with y'all, I wasn't even gonna post this motherfucking video today. I was not gonna make this video today. I was gonna post it out on Tuesday, make it on Tuesday, post it out by Tuesday night. But you know what? It's a Friday night matchup. Prime motherfucking time. Yo, we're gonna have 100% of the country college football attention. It's gonna be in College Park, guys. Because I guarantee you, everybody knows there's many people who picking us to beat these niggas. When you watch the numbers, I'm even more confident. Guys, I spent all morning looking at, doing my research on Iowa. Guys, this Iowa team is madly overrated. This is not a top 10 team. I doubt if Iowa is even a top 20 team. If it wasn't for the week 1 win, that quite frankly, that Iowa State team is way overrated. Should have never been a top 10 preseason team, to be honest with you. So that hype kind of transferred to Iowa. They took it from Iowa State and it went straight to Iowa. Now Iowa is all hype. Quite frankly, the numbers don't back it up. I'm about to tell you guys, I'm about to read the numbers to you guys, and you guys gonna realize this Maryland team has as good a chance as I've seen us had in a long time to be the top 10 team at home. Maybe since Boston College that year when they had Matt Ryan, when they were coming in raining, probably on their way to the national championship game, if they would have taken it, well, only for them to lay an egg in College Park. And this matchup, I feel just as good as about it as I felt that night when BC came home with that Maryland defense. That was a good Maryland defense that just didn't have an offense. But we knew our defense can play, and we kept that Boston College Matt Ryan team struggling all night long with just our offense did just enough for the upset. This week, this time, it's probably the other way around. Our offense is fucking elite. If we protect to a against these guys that like to play aggressive, I can't wait. This is the week for our screen game, our wide receiver screen game to work. This is the week for fucking Tayon Fleet to really be a matchup headache, because why? Those guys don't have the athletes to cover up our running backs from the backfield. They're going to try to play a lot of zone, a lot of fucking tricky zones to confuse Taulier, which going to leave their linebackers in space against our fucking running backs coming out of the backfield. I like Tayon Fleet against any of the motherfucking linebackers, guys. And they got some pretty good linebackers, but athletically, they're not there. Those dudes know football. They can tackle, they can play the game, but athletically, they're not there. I look for Maryland to isolate these guys one-on-one, and we're going to dominate the one-on-one matchups in the middle of the field and on the sidelines this week, guys. Oh, I cannot wait. But now let's get it started. Week motherfucking 5. Y'all. Iowa University of Iowa Hawkeyes at University of Maryland Terrapins live in College Park on Friday night, motherfucking Football. Let's go, baby. Friday Night Lights, baby. We on here, baby. Hey, man, I don't want to give a fuck anybody talking about Friday night, traffic, whatever and shit. You guys be in College Park, man. It's time to put the college world on notice that this Maryland fucking team, this version of Maryland football, means business. And next we're going to go to Wire and get that one too. But first we got to handle business against these motherfucking rednecks that came to our motherfucking house thinking they doing something. But anyways, one of the things that got me really hyped about this motherfucking matchup, I was already hyped about this matchup. But then I'm over here on my way to the gym earlier, and I'm looking at some videos on YouTube. I happened to just run into a Iowa fan video previewing the Maryland game, and these guys basically said Maryland played nobody. Basically, our 4-0 record is nothing. We basically play a bunch of FCS team. Yes, basically that's what I got from watching this motherfucker talk for a good 33 minutes. Basically tell us we haven't played nobody, how Maryland offenses, how basically their defense go dismantle our offense as if our offense is made of fufu, is made of fucking flimsy ass shit, not real NFL talent, not real NFL caliber players that we have on our offense. And not as if our offense does not really have good schemes, as if we don't have NFL schemes already with Dan Enos and Mike Lossley calling the plays. Oh man, these Iowa fans are so up their ass, they're so fucking cocky, more than anything else. I can't wait for this fucking humble pie we're about to give this bitch niggas, bro. I cannot wait for the fucking humble motherfucking pie we about to give those fucking country redneck motherfuckers. Oh, man, I can't wait. All right, now let's get it started with the stats. I'm gonna give you guys Iowa key players. I'm going to talk about all that. But first, I got to give you guys the key stats for both teams. Let's motherfucking go. Yeah, Maryland, bro. Let's go. Terp Nation. Big time motherfucking game this weekend, dog. Big time motherfucking game. Don't call yourself a tough motherfucking fan if you don't show up this week. If you have a chance to show up, come motherfucking support the team and black out fucking College Park, Maryland Stadium. Let's motherfucking do it, man. Let's do it. Snake pit time, baby. It's time to wake up that snake pit. For a long time, College Park is one of the hardest places to play in the motherfucking ACC in all the right freezing years. It's time to bring those years back. When teams come to College Park, they gotta know it's bloodshed for us to get out of it with a win. Let's do it, baby. Let's do it. Terp Nation, baby. Now, let's do this. Now, the rankings. Toledo is 7th in the nation in total offense. Individual, 7th in the nation in total offense. I'm talking about of all the players in the country. Toledo Tagovailoa, our quarterback, number 3, is 7th in the country in total offense. That matters because this motherfucking team, this fucking Iowa team hasn't played anybody in the top 100 yet. They haven't played no one in the top 100 in total offense. I looked it up, folks. He is 7th. They haven't played no one in the top 100. And guess who's 57 in total offense? Demas. We have 2 in the top 100, guys. And these guys haven't played no one in the top 100. Oh, man. Okay, now let's go again. Maryland is 9th in the nation in scoring defense. Motherfucking Terps defense, as bad as we played last week, that was actually our worst defensive game. And we still showed up in the red zone. Which we fucking need. Show up in the red zone. That's when it matters. The bread, the money's up. We showed up. Maryland is 9th in scoring defense this year. Iowa, the team coming in on College Park on Friday, they are 4th. That's the best part about their fucking team. Their defense is nice. But again, they haven't played nobody yet. The best offense they played this year was Kent State. And Kent State was able to move the ball on them last week. They were able to move the ball. They're just going to sustain drives. And Kent State, we saw what Kent State was capable of doing this week. So again, they haven't played nearly as good offense as our offense. Not nearly, guys. Not nearly. Total offense, Terps, 13th. Iowa, 122, guys. On defense, they 4th. We are 9th. On offense, we are fucking 13th. They are 122. This guy's whole game is to turn you over and get short field position. Maryland take care of the ball this week, we win this ball game. We take care of this ball this week, we win this ball game. Protect our quarterback, take care of the ball, we win this ball game. Their offense absolutely cannot move the ball on us. We have to make sure we gang up on the run, force them to pass the ball. And when they do, their quarterback, as good as he is, he's going to give us some. He's going to give us some. He threw a pick last week, his first pick of the season last week against Colorado State. In their house. A game they were losing 14-7 at halftime. Now, they did outscore them 17-0 after halftime, but that game is a lot more closer than the 24-14 score showed. A lot closer. So again, total offense, we're 13th, they're 122nd. Total defense, we are 9th, they are 4th. All right? Total offense, individual players, Tolia is 7th. All right? Now, total defense, total scoring defense. I try to take it back. Total scoring defense, we are 9th in scoring defense, and they are 4th in scoring defense. All right? Now, total defense, they are 13th, Iowa. They are 13th in total defense. Maryland is 45th. Now, our numbers last week, we were in the top 20. But because of the game we had against Kansas State, dropped us back. Now, we are tied for 45th with Kansas State in total defense in the country. Iowa is 13th. But again, they played Colorado State last week. Not nearly the offensive juggernaut as Kansas State is. Keep that in mind, guys. Keep that in mind. In week 1, Iowa only gained less than 230 yards in week 1. The game they won at Iowa State, that game was lost by Iowa State more so than Iowa won in it. Iowa State turned the ball over 5 times that ball game. They threw 3 picks and fumbled it twice. So again, this Iowa team is not going to beat you with their offense. They're going to beat you purely by your mistakes and you giving them a short field. And they take great advantage of that. We take care of the ball, we beat these guys. We take care of the ball, we protect our quarterback, we beat these guys. All right? We are 9th in scoring defense, they are 13th. In total defense, we are 45th, and they are 13th. All right? Total offense, we are 13th, they are 22nd. Huge gap, guys. Huge, massive fucking gap. All right? Okay, now, let me give you guys more. Taylor is 2nd in the nation in completion percentage. Toalir Tagovailoa, our quarterback, number 3, is 2nd in the nation in completion percentage. The guy has completed almost 80% of his motherfucking passes. He is diming motherfucking teams this year. That West Virginia team he dimed up in week 1, went into fucking Oklahoma this week, and took down a guy who everybody thought was the Heisman favorite coming into the year, Spencer Rattler, and made Spencer Rattler look like a trash-ass kid. That kid, his fans were booing him for their backup to come in. A backup, by the way, who's Caleb Williams, a local kid from the Gonzaga, D.C., that I wish transferred to Maryland, getting the part after the season. Because you saw the way Lawson developed to Taylor in 1 year. Imagine what you could have done with you, Caleb. Come home. But Taylor is 2nd in the nation completion percentage, 76.3. He's the only Big Ten quarterback in the top 10 in the country. The only Big Ten quarterback in the top 10. There's only 2 Big Ten quarterbacks in the top 30 in the country. It's him and the Penn State quarterback, who's 12. But we ain't talking about those Bama's. Third down defense. Maryland is 28th in the country. Iowa is 55. So we actually they have a better overall defense, but when it's time to get off the field, I told you guys, in the key downs, in the third downs, fourth downs, and red zone, Maryland defense has been outstanding this year. Outstanding this year. While we might be 45th in total defense, but in third down defense, we are 28th in the country. When we get you to third down, we usually get off the field. We need to continue doing that this week against this Iowa ball club. Iowa is 55 in the country. Again, that's not Maryland's strength. We ain't really very good either on offense in third down offense. But they ain't very good either on third down defense. So hopefully it evens out and we can stay on the field a little bit more than we have the last few games. Until complete a little bit more third downs than we have the last few games. Because if we can keep these guys on the field, we'll be the difference. Because their offense is going, we're going to be able to stop their offense. The key is, can we stay away from mistakes in our offense? Stay away from bad down and distances. And stay away from giving them a short field. We do those 3 things, we win this ball game. We win this ball game. Iowa is 12th in the nation in fewest penalty. This is where they're by far better than us. They are 12th in the nation in fewest penalties so far in this country, in the season. We like outside the top 100 in that. That's bad. There's only 135 FBS teams in the country, both sub-division football teams in the country. and we are outside the top 100 in penalties. We've been highly penalized, and highly undisciplined football team. That would be an issue against a team that can't move the ball on offense, that relies on other team mistakes for them to get points. We got to watch out for that, guys. We have to watch out for that. All right? Scoring offense. Terps are number 32 in the country in scoring offense. Iowa is 71st. Again, their offense won't be a strength, guys. They rely on their defense to get them a short field and their special team, which is elite. That's another area they're better than us. Their kickers and punting game, the kicking and punting game is better than ours right now. Maybe the punters might cancel out. Anthony Pecorello, our punter, is pretty good. With their punter, number 9. He's pretty good too. But kicking, they're way better than us. Their kicker is way better than fucking our kicker, Petrino. So that's where they're going to win this ball game. Special teams and defense, and let's make a mistake. We take care of the ball, we protect our quarterback, and we don't do crushing mistakes on fucking on special team. We beat these guys. And not just beat them, but beat them impressively, guys. Impressively. Because this Iowa team is not a top 10 team. The numbers don't say it. They are not a top 10 team. When I put on the film, it doesn't say it. This is not, I don't even think this team is better than West Virginia. West Virginia team is better than this team. West Virginia is a better football team, overall football team, than this Iowa team. When you put on the film, West Virginia is better. And Maryland will prove it by the way they beat them on fucking Friday night. I believe we're going to beat them by at least 21, by at least 2 touchdowns. At least 14 points we're going to beat these guys by. We should have beaten West Virginia by at least 14 points. We made a couple of mistakes there. But this team, we will clean up those mistakes and take care of their business. Take care of our business at home. Okay. Iowa just got 17 penalties the whole season. In 4 games, they only got 17 total penalties. That's fucking outstanding. Maryland almost had that in 1 game last week. Very undisciplined football team, Maryland is. It's going to cost us. We need to clean that up. Now, Iowa. It's time to get to Iowa now. Let's officially preview the Iowa Hawkeyes. They're currently number 5. Now, they probably might have dropped a little bit. I didn't see the current polls because they played horrible again in week 3 week 4 versus Colorado State. That game was much closer than the score 24-14 showed. It was much closer. Even on the stats. Everything on the stats was basically either even or towards the Rams, the Colorado State Rams. I don't know how Iowa won that game last week, to be honest with you. Now, week 1, Iowa beat Indiana team that was number 17 in the country preseason. That should have never been. Indiana is way overrated. Way overrated. That Indiana team might now win 4 ball games this year. I don't know how they were ranked 17 in the preseason. This is what I'm talking about. Too many overrated nonsense. Too many overrated nonsense, bro. Iowa State should have never been ranked top 10. Like, this Iowa team is fool's gold, guys. They're massively full goals. The teams they've beaten might look like good when they beat them, but these teams have proven to be not so good. Not nearly as good as where they were in the preseason. Not even close. This Iowa State team is not even top 25, talent-wise. And clearly ain't playing like it. But yeah, they were top 10. Indiana will not even win 4 games this year. They were ranked 17 preseason. Just ridiculousness. Get rid of preseason freaking rankings, bro. They're useless. Week 1, they beat Indiana at home. 34-6. They punished them. All right? Indiana came in there overrated. They probably got their head too big of heads. And they made so many mistakes in that game. Indiana, even that game, they outgained Iowa. Indiana just made too many mistakes. This is how Iowa win football games, guys. You're going to have to give them the ball a few times for them to take advantage of you. If you play them play straight up, where they have to drove the ball every time to score, Iowa won't put up enough points to beat a lot of teams. Certainly, knock on wood, they won't put up enough points to beat Maryland playing that style, make them play that style. Week 1, they won 34-6. Against Indiana team, like I said, they were ranked 17, had no business being ranked that high. Week 2, they beat in-state arch rivals Iowa State on the road. Again, Iowa State was ranked top 10, should have had no business being ranked that high. I don't even think Iowa State's a top 30 team in the nation. They beat them on the road, all right, over there in Iowa State. They win again 27-17. A game that Iowa State literally outgained them 2-1. Like literally, guys. It was 339 total yards by Iowa State to just 173 yards by freaking Iowa. Iowa threw for only 106 passing yards. They threw for 106 passing yards and won a road game against a fake top 10 team, 27-17. By 10. That game, I swear, this team is massive fool's goals, guys. Iowa is massive fool's goals. They beat Indiana, team was overrated. They come back with 2. They got outgained 2-1, but because they won, because of, again, Iowa still turned the ball over 5 times, 3 INTs and 2 fumbles. You're going to lose many games. You turn the ball over 5 times against anybody. Even though you outgained them 2-1 in total yards, you're still going to lose most of those games. They could have easily been 0-2 in those games. They got outgained in both of those games, Indiana and against in-state rival Iowa State. They only passed for 145 yards in week 1 against Indiana. So again, you mean to tell me in week 1 they passed for 145 yards against Indiana? They won 34-6. In week 2, they passed for 106 yards against a fake top 10 team on the road, and they still won 27-17. What that tells me is this team is feasting on opposing teams' mistakes, guys. They're feasting on them. Maryland absolutely cannot give these guys free possessions. This is absolutely the type of team. You make them earn it, they're not going to earn it. More often than not, they're not. They've proven it. And they got held to 303 total yards in week 1. So basically in week 1, they got 303 total yards and just 145 passing yards. And they win by, 34-6 against Indiana. Now, their defense played well that week 1. They held Indiana to 233 yards. That's crazy, bro. Versus Kent State in week 3. They won 30-7. They won the game 30 by a score of 30-7. A game that was, I think, 13-7 at halftime. So they've been a good second half team. That's what that tells me. Because that week, in week 3, they won that one 30-7, but they outscored them 17-0 at halftime. After halftime, they followed that up in the following week, week 4, against Colorado State. They were down 14-7. They outscored them 17-0 at halftime. So back-to-back halftime. Second half, they'll score opponent 17-0. You can take that as you want. Either they're good at making adjustments or they won them out. Regardless, you ain't going to outscore Maryland 0. You ain't going to keep Maryland to 0 donut in the second half. I guarantee you. They held KSU to just 264 total yards, 185 passing and 79 rushing. A Kent State team that went to Maryland and put up 458 yards total offense. They held them to 264. So their defense is elite. The defense is elite. You got to give them that. They have elite defense, but they play very aggressive. And those are the teams, similar game plan West Virginia came up with. They try to be aggressive, and we fry them. I expect us to fry these guys. Do not be afraid to challenge the corners deep with our NFL talent. Deep. I'm talking about, I expect us to throw at least 10 deep passes this game. You keep throwing that motherfucker. And isolate the linebackers with our tight ends and our slot receivers. Let's see how good luck they have with their athletes in space. They had 418 total yards. They gave up 418 total yards to, Kent State. 212. That was their most productive offensive output so far against Kent State in week 3. They had 418 total yards, 212 passing, 206 rushing, 5.6 yards a play. Again, that is not good. Anything less than 7 in yards per play, 6, 7, it's not good in college. In NFL, 5.6 yards a play is outstanding, but that's not good in college. That needs to be higher. But they do have the best offensive output, I said. They had 206 rushing yards that game, which is the most rushing yards they've had in any game so far this year, including passing yards too. It's their most passing yards. All right? Now, next. In week 4 versus Colorado State, they won the game 24-14, But again, they were down 14-7 at halftime. Iowa outscored them 17-0 after the break. Iowa only outgained Colorado State. The Colorado State team that haven't even won a game yet this year, by 28 yards of total offense. Iowa only had 278 yards of total offense. That means they've only went over 300 yards of total offense one time this year, and that was week 3 against Kent State when they had 418. Any other time this season, they've been held under 300 yards of total offense. 278 yards total offense by Iowa to 250 total offense by Colorado State. Colorado State can compete with you guys that much. Maryland's going to absolutely ram through that. Maryland, look into that film. Look into their film the last 3 weeks. This team ain't even close to being a top 10 team. We are at least 14 points better than these guys. Passing yards. They passed for 224 yards. Only rushed for 54 yards. And got held to just 5.1 yards a play. I told you guys, anything under 7 in college is bad. They got held to 5.1 yards a play, which is the second worst yards per play they've been held to in this year. Only Iowa State was able to hold them to worse. And just 54 rushing yards. They couldn't even rush the ball against Colorado State at their place. They've been struggling to run the ball all year. This is a running team. When they run, that's when they really Iowa. They haven't been able to run all year, except for one game against Kent State. And you saw what Colorado State was able to do the following week. They were able to shut that down. Maryland, watch that film. Maryland, watch that film. They only got 12 first downs. They were 4 for 13 on third down. And they lost the time of possession, 31-18 to 28-40. They lost all those numbers against Colorado State. They only had 12 first downs against Colorado State. 4 for 13 on third down against Colorado State. Lost the time of possession, 31-18 at home against Colorado State. And they got to come to College Park against a top 20 offense. I can't wait for this matchup. They had 7 penalties for Colorado State, had 7 penalties for 54 yards. That cost them. When you have a team that don't make mistakes, all that matters. That's field position. They had 7 penalties for 54 yards, which it's a good number. I wish Maryland got this kind of low numbers. That's how bad we've been. But Iowa only had 2 penalties for 20 yards. That was the difference in the ball game. Iowa don't beat themselves. They never do. They've always been very disciplined football team. You got to give them that. And the turnover battle was 1-1. So basically, throughout the year, these guys haven't been able to get the offense kick-started. They've been winning games still with their defense and special team. And our special team, we all know I don't trust our special team coordinator at all, Ron Zook. I think he's the worst X's and O's guy in the entire college football. He only got the job because Luxley trying to be a nice buddy guy. Because why? Ron Zook hired him at a time in his career, at the most popular time in his career when he was offensive coordinator at Illinois. So again, that's just a buddy looking out for a buddy. But the guy is not a good special team coordinator. We're going to find out about that this week and going forward. Because if it's not, big teams will scheme up on us. Just like the last team did, that fifth field goal, which went for a touchdown last week against Kent State, if it wasn't called back by a bogus-ass holding call that, quite frankly, I feel like our guy tackled their guy. But it was smart. That's how you coach shit. That's how you coach that shit. If you think you've lost the freaking leverage, you tackle the motherfucker and hopefully the ref call a holding on them. Because really it was holding on us. We got away with that. Special team is ass, man. Wanzook, watch some fucking film, man, and do some shit, bro. We cannot lose ball games because of your fuck ass. Motherfucker. We're going to call for your head, bro. When your special team costs us one of this ball game. We will call for your fucking head, Ranzook. We all know you're trash at X's and O's. Just a salesman. Now, let's get to the key players now. Key players. I've already talked for 30 minutes, but guys, I got a long way to go. Key players. Number 7, Spencer Petras. Spencer Petras. 6'5", 233-pound junior from California. Coming into the year, I was even seeing him being ranked in the top 10 NFL quarterbacks. Possible NFL quarterbacks, top 10 ranking. Last week, he was 15 for 23, 224 yards, 2 touchdowns, and his first INT on the season versus Colorado State. Before last week, he only had 2 touchdowns all season in 3 ball games. Last week against Colorado State was his most productive game he's had yet as a quarterback. He had 2 touchdowns, 1 INT. On the season, he's 64 for 107, 684 yards, and 4 touchdowns, and again 1 INT. But this is the kicker. This dude only completed 60% of his passes at 59.8% of his passes. So he is completing almost 80%. That's the kicker. Meaning that without tight man-on-man, last week I told you Daniel Crump is a better quarterback than most quarterbacks we face this year. Dustin Crump, he's better than this kid, Petrus. The throws that Crump made, I would love to see Petrus made in Maryland. Come back with the same game plan. Back the box and force them to beat us deep man-on-man. I think our corners will be better this week than last week. And that Kent State team has better playmakers than this Iowa team has. By far, they have way better steam speed than Iowa has. And yet, I'm supposed to believe Iowa's top 10. Nigga, please. Nigga, please. Last week versus Colorado State. No. Okay, now running back. Number 15, the RB1, running back, Tyler Goodson. This guy was basically in Heisman talk. I was hearing Heisman talk about him coming to the year because of the year he had last year. But he hasn't been close to living up to the hype. Now, he's still a dangerous running back because he had over 1,000 yards last year. This guy is dangerous. So on the season, he has 80 carries, 364 yards, 5 touchdowns, just 4.6 yards a carry. His best game on the season came against Kent State in week 3, the same Kent State we played this past weekend. They played them the week before in week 3, and he had 22 carries for 153 yards, 7 yards a carry, and 3 touchdowns. That is his best game of the year. He had no other game as he went over 100. That game, he was by far his best game. Yep. His best game. His best game came against Kent State. I said 22 carries, 153 yards, 7 yards a carry, 3 touchdowns. Tyler Goodson, number 15, the running back. Pretty good player. All right? He hasn't got up to the start he wanted, or neither is their offense. But let's not hope this week is not the offense. Both of those guys get off because we cannot have these guys beat us, the running back. We cannot have them beat us. Last week versus Colorado State, he only had 18 rushes for 57 yards, just 3.2 yards a carry, no touchdown, and a long of 27 yards. So he does have speed. He have good speed. All right, 4 receptions. He did have 4 catches for 34 yards, 8.5 yards a catch, and a long of 22. So you might see him being utilized a lot more going forward coming out of the backfield. Maryland got to watch out for that because we do have a couple of covered breakdowns against running backs leaking out. Even last week, Marcus Cooper caught an 18-yarder on a screen pass. So we got to really watch out for those. All right? This kid is fast now. But he's not nearly as shifty as Marquez Cooper. All right? Now, next. Number 3 wide receiver, Tyrone Tracy Jr. 5'11", 201 Jr. from Indiana. On the year, he has 10 receptions, 72 yards, 0 touchdowns, just 7.2 yards a catch. His best game came against Kent State. 5 catches for 43 yards, 8.6 yards a catch, and no touchdown. His last game, he was a non-factor against Colorado State. 1 catch, 2 yards, no touchdown. Number 38, fullback, Monty Pettibon. The reason why I put fullback here with Iowa, you always got to watch out for the fullbacks and their tight ends. They will kill you. In fact, the top 2 reception leaders are both tight ends. These guys who don't mind going 2 tight end formations and run running back set and pound you. So Maryland got to really, really watch out. They'll keep pounding, play action. They go to the tight ends. So our linebackers, this week is your time to shine. I expect Nick Cross to come down and cover one of their tight ends because these guys got pretty good tight ends, all right? So, and fullback, Monty, Pettibon is one of the better blocking fullbacks in the Big Ten, number 38. At number 25, the backup running back, RB2, his name is Gavin Williams. He's a true freshman. So far in the season, just 7 carries, 22 yards, 3.1 yards a carry. He's actually the third stringer, but he's more of a speed guy, like a change of pace kind of guy. Number 21, running back. Now, he is their second string back. Ivory Kelly Martin. He's a senior, 5'10", 200 pounds from Illinois. Now, Iowa has a lot of players from Illinois in their roster. That's one thing I find out. They recruit Illinois heavily. All right? On the season, he has 24 carries for 91 yards, 3.8 yards a carry. That's their backup running back now. 24 carries, 91 yards, just 3.8 yards a carry. His best game was week 1 at Iowa State. No, week 1 at Indiana, when he had 8 rushes for 44 yards, 5.5 yards a carry. So basically, since that Indiana game, he's rushed the ball 16 times for less than 50 yards. That's horrible. That's less than, I think that's less than 3 yards a touch, or even 2 yards a touch. His last game against Colorado State, he only had 2 rushes with no yards. That's their backup running back. He had 2 carries last week, with the starter only having 18. They couldn't even run the ball against Colorado State last week. Number 16 is another guy we need to watch out for. Their wide receiver. His name is Charlie Jones. He might be their best wide receiver. He's also their favorite punt returner and a kickoff returner. He's the return guy too, so he's probably the most shifty guy. So we need to watch him on wide receiver screens and all the short passes. We need to watch him. Charlie Jones. On the season, he has 4 catches, 47 yards, 11.8 yards a catch, and 1 touchdown. His best game came against Iowa State in week 2, when he had 2 catches for 36 yards and 1 touchdown. So basically, after the Iowa State game, he only got 2 catches for 11 yards. So he's probably not even going to be a factor more so because, like I said, they like to throw to the tight ends. But he's their most shifty guy. So you always got to watch out for him. Number 16, all right? Always watch out for those shifty motherfuckers. They're a headache. Number 6, wide receiver Keegan Johnson. A true freshman, 6'1", 197 pounds from Nebraska. I don't know how Nebraska let this kid go because he looked like he has jets. He hasn't played all year long. His first game was last week against Colorado State. Maybe they were trying to save him, or maybe they just want to give us a different look, just so something we can watch on film. But this kid is fast. What I saw last week against Colorado State, he had 2 catches for 92 yards, 46 yards a catch, and 1 touchdown. All came last week against Colorado State. It was his first action, true freshman. 6'1", 197 pounds. We got to watch out for him. Tight end, this is the number 1 target. This is the guy we really absolutely got to zone in on. This guy cannot beat us. Tight end, 2 guys that cannot beat us. Number 15, Goodson, the running back, and number 84, tight end, Sam Laporta. On the season, he leads them in reception, 17 catches for 214 yards and yardage. He leads them in reception and yardage and touchdown. So he has 17 catches, 214 yards, 12.6 yards a catch, and 2 touchdowns at the tight end position. His best game came versus Indiana week 1 when he caught 5 catches, 83 yards, 16.6 yards a catch, and a long of 24. His last game against Colorado State, he had 4 catches, 45 yards, 11.6 yards, and a touchdown. The touchdown will probably break the game open. He had a long of 27 yards. This guy is a good player, and he's probably an NFL player, all right? He had 1 catch against Colorado State that I watched when he caught it over his head. It was like a pass that he was looking one way, but the ball, he had to readjust to the ball. He had to turn completely around and caught it in the sidelines, and he caught it with all hands. This guy's talented. He's a talented ball player, guys. Everyone got to watch out for him. Sam Laporta, tight end, number 84. Another guy we got to watch out for is wide receiver 89, Nico Raggiani. Nico Raggiani is a junior wide receiver, 6'1", 6 foot, 191 pounds from Connecticut. A junior. On the season, he has 9 catches, 113 yards, 12.6 yards a catch. Best game so far is against Kent State. 4 catches, 54 yards, 13.5 yards a catch, a long of 48 yards. His last game against Colorado State, he had 2 catches, 38 yards, 19 yards a catch, a long of 34. So basically, this dude got speed. His yards per catch is the best on the team I've seen. So he has speed. He's a legit speed guy. So we got to watch out for Nico Raggiani, number 89, and true freshman Keegan Johnson, number 6. That's their speed guys. And of course, Charlie, their wide receiver, what's his name? Charlie Jones, number 16. So 16, 15, 7, 89, and 84, and 6. We got to watch out those motherfuckers. All right, Nico Reggiani, Sam Laporta, Keegan Johnson, number 6, number 16, Charlie Jones, and number 15 running back. What's his name? What's the running back name again? Tyrone. That's his name, right? Running back name is Tyler Goodson, number 15, and number 7, Spencer Patriots. Those are the massive playmakers. We cannot get beat by them. All right. Last week we did a good job laying other guys, Kent State offense beaters, and they weren't good enough to do it. You gotta come with the same game plan. You don't let the guys who are the best players beat you. You gotta take them away, Maryland. All right. All right. Now let's go to the next side. Their defense now. This is the best part about their team. I just named you the offensive skill players, the guys you got to watch out for. 84, 6, 84, Michael Laporta, all right? Sam Laporta, 84, number 89, Reggiani, all right? And wide receiver, 84, Sam Laporta is a tight end. 89 is a wide receiver, Reggiani. Number 6 is Johnson, a true freshman from Nebraska, 6'1". It's a big kid on the outside, all right? And then Charlie Jones, the receiver, number 16, is the returner, the little twitchy guy, all right? Those are the guys who can't let us beat us on the outside. And in the box, Patriots, the number 7, the quarterback, and the running back, Tyler Woodson, 15. Those are good ball players. Tyler Wilson even had Heisman buzz coming into the year. So you know he's a good player compared to last year. So he just haven't got off to the good start that he had last year. Let's hope this is not the game, guys. We cannot let this guy have his best game he's had all year yet, because he's already rushed for 153 yards against Kent State. We cannot have him rush over 100. We'll keep him over 100. That's the key. And shut down their tight ends, all right? We can make this team very one-dimensional, all right? Now, on defense. On defense, this is the best part about their team, and it's all start with their corners and their linebackers. They got good ones, all right? Now, let's start with their best player. To me, their best player, his name is Jack Campbell, their linebacker, number 31. He is their best player, all right? Jack Campbell is 6'5", 243-pound junior from Iowa. This kid, playing at Iowa is like a dream come true for him. All those kids that are from Iowa, that plays at Iowa, that's their dream. Either Iowa or Iowa State is their dream. All right. So again, this kid here is massive. 6'5", 243-pound junior. He probably could be an NFL player. On the season, he has 43 total tackles, 19 solos, 1 sack, 1 forced fumble, 2 fumble recoveries. Last game, he had 9 solo tackles and 18 total stops. The guy was a monster. Last game against Colorado State, he was the reason why that team turned it around when they were down 14-7 at halftime. His defense stepped up. The Iowa defense stepped up and absolutely shut down that Colorado State offense the second half, because they were getting outgained massively in total yards. They came all the way back and took over the total yards yardage by the end of the game to 278 to 250. It was only by 28 total yards they outgained them by. But at the end of the day, at halftime, Colorado State was up big in total yards. All right? Jack Campbell, number 31, good player, linebacker, 6'5", massive kid in the middle. All right? Number 28, DB, Jack Coiner. Jack Coiner, he's a senior, 6-foot senior, 204 pounds from Iowa. It's another local kid, all right? This guy last year, he leads them. He's the leading returner with INTs from last season. He had 3 INTs last season. So this is a very experienced guy that knows how to play the ball in the air. Number 28, DB, Jack Coiner. On the season, he has 23 total tackles, 19 solos, and 2 pass breakups, all right? He has 0 INTs yet so far in the year, but he has 2 pass breakups. So clearly he's getting his hands on the ball. He's getting around the ball, all right? Now, another DB we got to watch out for, probably the number 1 defensive back. This is the top corner, number 8, DB, Matt Hawkins Jr. This guy's going to be an NFL player. He's a damn good player. When I watch him, he's an absolutely impressive corner, all right? Matt Hawkins Sr., 6'1", 185 pounds senior from Texas, all right? On the year, he has 13 total tackles, 8 solos. He has 2 INTs already on the year and 1 pass breakup, all right? And both INTs he got on the year, he's returned both of them for an average of 41 yards. So when he caught it, this guy's a playmaker. In fact, they have another DB that's just as good. I'm going to mention him soon. But this guy has 2 picks, and both of them he's returned for almost 50 yards. So when these guys get the ball, they're looking to score on defense because they know the offense ain't shit. So, guys, we got to make sure Maryland, your offense, we cannot make mistakes. If we don't score, don't let them score. Punt the ball. Sometimes a punt, in this game, a punt is better than a risky throw, guys, against this team. All right? Make them go the long way, guys. All right? Number 8, Matt Hawkins. He's a damn-ass good player. All right? His best game came last week against Colorado State. He had his best game when he had 8 total tackles and 4 solos in terms of tackling. All right? Now, linebacker, number 5, Justin Jacobs. 6'4", 238-pound sophomore from Ohio. This kid here is only getting better. I've watched him since last year. This kid is one of the kids that I think has a chance to be an NFL player. Justin Jacobs. On the year, he has 24 total tackles, 14 solos, and 1 forced fumble. All right, number 5. Another linebacker you got to watch out for, number 44. Seth Benson, Jr., 6'1", 229 pounds, 6'1", from South Dakota. All right, Seth Benson, for number 44, linebacker. On the year, he has 31 total stops, 31 total tackles, 17 solo tackles, and 1 INT. A linebacker that can pick the ball off. This guy is pretty good. All right, 31 total tackles, 17 solo stops, and 1 INT. Number 4, DB, Dan Belton, 6'1", 205, junior from Florida. All right, 11 solo tackles, 15 total tackles, and 1 INT and 1 pass breakup. Another DB. Like, this guy's DBs, and I told you guys, the DBs and linebackers are the best aspect about this team. All right, these guys know how to play the ball. They can tackle as well. They don't mind coming down and tackle. Iowa's done a pretty good job producing DBs for the NFL. They're one of the few good schools that I've known do pretty good job sending DBs to the NFL. All right, so their DB room is good. Now, Dan Belton, number 4, again, 6'1", 205, junior from Florida. On the season, 15 total tackles, 11 solos, 1 INT, and 1 pass breakup. Now let's move on to the defensive lineman. Number 85, down lineman, Logan Lee, 6'5", 277 pounds, sophomore from Illinois. Again, they have a lot of players from the state of Illinois. Most of their roster to me is either Iowa or Illinois. All right. Now, on the season, he has 12 total tackles, 4 solos, and 1 sack. This is just the key guys I'm naming. They have many players that play on their defense, but these are the guys that I feel like can make an impact in the game. All right. Number 91, Lucas Van Ness, true fucking freshman. This kid might be one of the better true freshman DNs in the country. At least he's playing like it. He might not be in with the hype, but the way he's playing, this guy's one of the best freshman defenders in the nation. All right? 6'5", 265-pound, massive fucking kid for a freshman from, again, Illinois. They got a bunch of those kids. All right? On the year, he has 11 total tackles, 4 solos, but this is where I had to put him in here. This kid has 4 sacks on the season. He leads the team with 4 sacks. He's the best pass rusher, the most gifted natural pass rusher, and he's a freshman. All right? So, again, Maryland have very experienced tackles. I don't expect him to be the problem for us. Or let's Talia hold the ball too long or move around retardedly. Stay in the pocket and deliver the ball. All right? So, again, Gavin and Lucas Van Ness, 6'5", freshman, true freshman, 264 pounds from Illinois. Leads them in tackles, in sacks with 4. All right? Now, let's move on. Number 97, defensive lineman, Zach Van Valkenburg. Zach Van Valkenburg. Man, motherfucker. That name. All right, senior, 6'4", 267 pounds from Michigan. On the year, he had 16 total tackles, 8 solo tackles, and 1.5 sacks. All right, that sack number, I think he's second on his team. So they don't really have a lot. This is not a team that's going to sack you often. All right? They just don't have the natural, because they try not to blitz you up and just stay back there and let you make mistakes. So Maryland really got to play better. If they give us time to throw, we got to make them pay. All right? Number 94, another D-line man. His name is Yaya Black, 6'5", 275-pounder from Minnesota. 287-pounder, 6'5", 287-pounder. Number 94, D-line man, Yaya Black. On the year, he has 6 total tackles, 3 solos, and 1 forced fumble. These are not many big stats, but a first fumble is something you have to put in there. Just like the other guy, Zach Van Valkenburg. He only have 16 total tackles on the year, but he has 1.5 sacks, second on the team. That's impactful. Sacks are impactful, so you have to put this kind of guys in their key players, all right? Another key player is D-lineman number 99, Noah Shannon, 6', 289 from Illinois. On the year, he has 10 total tackles and 5 solos. All right, that'll be the end of it for the DB room, for the D-line room. Now let's continue to the better DB, probably arguably the best player on their defense so far in terms of the way he's played. Hawkins might be the best cornerback since the NFL draft, but this guy's playing better right now. His name is number 33, senior Riley Ross, outstanding football player. Senior Riley Ross is an outstanding fucking football player. 6'1", 195 pound, 6'1", 194 pound from Iowa. On the year, he has 17 total tackles, 15 solos, 3 pass breakups, and 2 INTs, which he returned both of them for a touchdown. So they have one corner in Hawkins, who, if you throw him the ball, number 8, he'll pick it up and he's trying to make plays and score. And then the other guy, he already got 2 return touchdowns in both of his INTs this year. So there are 2 outside corners you absolutely cannot make mistakes on. We absolutely cannot make mistakes on. If we throw like one of those screens on the outside, these guys will jump it. So we might have to do a double move or 2 on these motherfuckers. In fact, this is the week you're going to see Maryland do a couple of trick plays. These guys are extremely aggressive. We have to bite them in the ass whenever they do that. You have to bite teams. You have to make teams pay for being too aggressive. Iowa is extremely aggressive on the outside with their corners. Double move these motherfuckers, and I guarantee you they'll stop hesitating. All right? But again, Riley Ross, number 33, playing the best on their team. 2 INTs, both for touchdowns. The guy has been impressive, all right? Now, number 13, D-end. Junior D-end, Joe Evans. He's a junior, 6'2", 248 from Iowa. On the year, he has 3 sacks, second on the team in sacks, 3 sacks, 10 total tackles, 5 solo. So again, the top sack guy is a true freshman, Van Ness. The second sack guy is a junior, this guy here, Joe Evans, number 13, all right? He has 3 sacks. And I had to put the kicker in there. I told you the special team is elite. The kicker, Caleb Shudak. Caleb Shudak is an outstanding kicker. On the season, he's 5'6", a longer 51. Our kicker can barely make 26-yard field goals. The kicker long is 51. That's why he has to be in there. So if it's become a special team game, so far they're proving to have the better special team unit. And I will not like our chances if it come down to that kind of ball game. All right? Now, number 9 is their punter. I told you, I got to put both of their special team guys in there because your special team is elite. That when you have a team with as bad offense as they have, they're still whooping teams, even though they're gaining yards. Their special teams and their defense needs all the butter. They need all the cookies, and they getting them all. All right. His name is number 9. Number 9, Tory. Yeah, his name is Tory Taylor, their punter. Number 9, Tory Taylor. On the season, he has 27 punts for 47.9 yards a punt. Again, when this guy kicked the ball, he's booming it. Now, he has 0 punts inside of 20. That might work towards our advantage because the whole point of you punting is to pin the team down. And if you don't pin us down with our offense, it's going to be a long day for those Iowa defenders. I don't care how good their defense is coming in. Maryland's able to move the ball on them. We have NFL skill players, and our line is competent. All right? Again, the top... So basically, that's the whole preview of the entire Iowa team. Yeah, that's it. I just give you guys all their fucking key players on offense. Number 7, the quarterback Spencer Patrice, good player. All right. Now, on the year, he's been struggling with his completion percentage, which means Maryland 1-on-1 DB scheme is gonna do numbers this week. Because again, last week the quarterback who faced Dustin Crumbs was a very accurate dude. That was his strength, and he killed us with his accuracy. This guy here has been struggling with the accuracy all year, and quite frankly, throughout his career, he's not as accurate. Let's play man-to-man. Let's force these guys to beat us with his harm, all right? Number 15, running back, Tyler Woodson. He's been struggling all year. He hasn't really got up to the start he wants, or the Iowa team want. They want to run the ball, but they haven't been able to run it. That's why the offense has been horrible. Maryland got to crowd that box and pound this motherfucker. We'll be one of the hardest hitting teams in the entire country so far the year. I'm talking about we've been able to knock out many ball carriers because of our physicality. If this Tyler Woodson, they think they can run him 30 times a game, he ain't going to finish the game. I guarantee you guys, because our linebackers are striking. We're going to strike these niggas, all right? And what else? Charlie Brown, Charlie Jones, number 16, the wide receiver is their punt returner. Be careful with him. He's pretty good. I think he had a return touchdown last year. All right, we got to watch out for him. And who else? Man, number 6, the true freshman wide receiver. He's pretty good. He's pretty good. 6'1", big kid on the outside. So, but really, I don't really, when I look at their film, I don't really see speed guys. I can get behind that guys. Unlike that Kent State team last week, they have a bunch of speed guys. They might not be big, but them guys can run. And these guys can't run. And that's the only way you really beat our DBs is flat out with foot speed. And this week, we can really use our strength, which is manning up and really play that trailing man defense. Just keep them close enough to you. Don't let them beat you deep, guys, all right? I cannot wait for this ball game. I see the fans talking a bunch of shit. They're hella confident. I don't even think they realize how good this Maryland team really is. I don't think they realize Maryland actually has more NFL players than they do on their roster. I don't think they realize the only reason why they rank higher than Maryland because they're beating two overrated teams. Flat out. It's both teams that West Virginia is better than. All right? And I might even say Illinois might be better than fucking Colorado State. Colorado State. Absolutely, Illinois is better than Colorado State. But Illinois went on the road against Purdue in week 4, and put up a fight. Only lost 6-3. So again, Maryland's schedule is a lot better than people are giving them credit for. But that's how we fuck these niggas up. Because I guarantee you, we're going to beat these guys by at least 2 touchdowns. My prediction is, as it's standing right now, 31. I was going for 31-14 Maryland, all right? But I'm going to keep it at 31-17 Maryland. I think they're going to get a late field goal, all right? 31-17 Maryland. And we're going to score at least, the worst thing, I think we're going to score at least 21 points on these guys. And if we play to the best of our abilities, we might even put up over 40 points on these guys. Because I really think they haven't played nearly the skill set, the open offense we play. Every team they've played so far, they've tried to play to their strength. They basically play in the hands of Iowa, which is you try and beat them at the line of scrimmage. Maryland ain't gonna try to make this a physical game. Maryland gonna make this a line-to-line, sideline-to-sideline game, and let's use our athletes against their athletes, which I know for a fact we have way better athletes in space than these guys. We'll put them in space enough, they're gonna crack, because I guarantee we're gonna break a couple. All right? So again, guys, this will be a good week for our special team to play the lights out special team, whether it's in the return game or covering kicks. This will be a nice week for us to have a lights out show. All right? Watch out for the trick plays. This team is desperate, this Iowa team on offense. They might try a couple of trick plays on us to get the ball moving. Watch out for that. Don't fall for no lame duck, big eyes, fucking shit. If it looks like bullshit, it's probably bullshit. Just play your role. All right, guys? This Iowa team is absolutely not good enough to be in the top 10. They are not a top 10 team. And quite frankly, there are at least, I can name at least 30 teams in the country that have played better than these guys so far in this year. But because they beat some lame fucking trash-ass team that should have never been ranked where they were ranked in the preseason, they are where they are. And ultimately, ran them through over. Everybody gonna realize, holy shit, West Virginia is a hell of a ball club. All right? And, Illinois is actually much better than we thought. Because this Maryland team just fucking smack around Iowa at their place. So I'm trying to tell you, by the way, Iowa has never beaten Maryland. In their history, they've never beaten us in College Park. We'll play twice since we've been in the Big Ten. We'll beat them both times. And that's with sorry-ass teams that had no business beating this team. This year, we'll not just beat them. We'll look great doing it on national TV on Friday night. Fuck this Iowa fans. You guys don't even watch the games to think Maryland hasn't played nobody. Maryland has played better opponent pound for pound than you guys have played. Just because your opponents have played a rank way ahead of where they fucking should have been. This is why you get rid of preseason rankings. They're absolutely useless. You can't base shit off of 12 months, 6 to 7 months of fucking shit that happened. Which other fucking phase of life does that shit? You base rankings off of shit you've done in the past. Come on, man. Like, again, I cannot wait for this matchup. Maryland has a lot to prove this week, and we will fucking prove it. People are still doubting us. I don't even know why we're not fucking ranked being where we are. We would have been 4 games, including 1-0 in our conference. What else the fuck do y'all need? Now, if we beat the fuck out of this team, I guarantee we'll make the biggest jump of any team that's jumped this year. We might go from unranked to top 10. I'm trying to tell you guys. We might go from unranked to top 10. And I cannot wait for that because I believe Maryland is going to prove that we are not only a better team than this fucking Iowa team, but we are a better team than anybody give us fucking credit for. And Iowa's a fucking trash-ass team. This Iowa team going to lose at least 4 ball games. They are not that good. They are not that good. Beating Maryland will not change what I think about Iowa. Iowa is going to lose at least 4 ball games. They are not that good. They've got every break to go their way. For a team who has struggled as much as they have on offense, they've had so many things will go their way. Turnovers are fluky, guys. They can come in bunches, and they don't come at all for a while. If this team they go through a drought when they ain't getting turnovers, this Iowa team they are in trouble of losing any ball game coming forward in the rest of the schedule. They're in trouble. They've had all the breaks went their way on defense. With all those turnovers they get, Those things are fucking luck as fuck. Turnovers are fluky as fuck. Nobody will tell me teams get turnovers every year. No team just get turnover every year. Those things can come fast and then they'll go just as fast. If they'll go away from them, this Maryland team might blow them the fuck out. Because they don't have much on offense. But again, like always, go motherfucking Terps, bro. I cannot wait for this motherfucking game. I'll be in College Park early, motherfucker. I might be there at 5 o'clock to start all the day festivals. Man, I'm going to be drinking, turning up, smoking a couple. Man, I'm going to pull up in College Park lit as a motherfucker. And for the game, when that game kick off, we're going to be the loudest bitches in the fucking stadium, guys. You guys better be fucking loud. Iowa cannot leave our state on Friday happy. They have to leave here with their tails tucked up their ass. We're going to bury these niggas. We're going to bury these niggas, bro. All the confidence their fans are feeling, we're going to wipe all that fucking dirty ass smile off your fucking faces. You guys think you're good? Yeah, you haven't watched fucking football if you think Maryland's some slouch ass team that just got lucked into a 4-0. We're going to prove to you fuckers that our 4-0 is not just legit, but we are actually a legit Big Ten contender. Maryland is a Big Ten contender this year. After we blaze through Iowa's fucking asses, everybody will wake up. Everybody will wake up. But too many of their fans talking out of their ass on Twitter, thinking that Maryland is, oh, bro, this game is going to be an easy game for Iowa. This is the game for Iowa to get back their groove. I literally saw a tweet like that. This is going to be the game Iowa get their groove back. As if Maryland is some trash-ass team that Iowa just going to come and exercise all the demons on. Man, I cannot wait for humble pie. This humble pie is going to taste the best. I'm going to be smoking Iowa pack all fucking weekend after we finish this niggas on Friday. But first, let's get healthy. Let's learn from our mistakes against Kent State. Let's regroup and let's come out and load the box and force these fuckers to beat us in the air. They won't be able to do it. Go motherfucking Maryland, dog. And nobody else, dog. Go motherfucking Terps. Big Friday night game, bro. Friday night live, baby. Let's go. Go fucking Terps, baby. We win, Maryland, we win. Let's go, baby. Go motherfucking Terps and nobody else.